Yes, sir. There's one away. Does your buddy have one as well? All right, just hang tight right here for me. Let me clear this. I don't want any accidental fires.
T.I.'s biggest fear might finally be crashing down on his son, King Harris. And the timing couldn't be worse. For years, T.I. warned King to chill out before he ended up throwing his whole future away. And now the whispers are real that a judge could slam him with a 5-year prison sentence. 5 whole years behind bars. And the wildest part? This is exactly what T.I. predicted back in 2022 if King didn't switch lanes. Nobody can honestly act shocked because King's been moving reckless for a long time. From reckless driving that had people shaking their heads, to that infamous Waffle House brawl everybody saw online, to flexing guns in his music videos like it was a fashion accessory. The signs were flashing bright red. By the time 2024 rolled around, the arrest footage showed just how deep it really went. King almost smashed into a police car, jumped out beating on the car, gun on his hip, and then boom. That old 2022 warrant finally came back to haunt him. It was like every bad choice he ever made pulled up at once, ready to collect the price. What makes it hit even harder is the timing. Just weeks after that arrest, King became a dad. He was posting about his newborn, dropping that track, Dear Son, and talking like he was ready to grow up and take on fatherhood. But instead of rocking cradles and making bottles, he's facing a courtroom that could snatch him away from his child for half a decade. Now let's break down how King Harris, the son of a rap icon, spiraled from hip-hop royalty to possibly staring down a 5-year prison bid.
His ass going to prison. If you goddamn keep it up, his ass going to prison.
Because this whole situation is way uglier than it looks on the surface. The downfall really started in October 2024, the night King officially crashed out for real. He peeled out of a gas station in his BMW and in the wildest twist, almost smashed straight into a cop car. You can't script drama like this. The officers rolled up immediately, and from the jump, it was over. First thing they clocked? The smell of weed filling the car. Then their eyes hit the gun sitting right on his hip. Plain as day. At that point, it was already a wrap. They knew he wasn't going home that night. But when they ran his name, things went from bad to straight disastrous. Turns out King was still running around with an open warrant from way back in 2022. That one was no small slip-up either. Speeding, driving on a suspended license, and a DUI. And instead of showing up to court like anybody else, he ghosted it, letting the case just sit there like a ticking time bomb. And in 2024, that bomb went off big time. The leaked arrest footage made it 10 times worse, blowing up online first on Badge Chronicles, then getting blasted all over Vlad TV. Almost 30 minutes of raw footage. You see it all. Cops dragging King out, snatching the gun off his hip, cuffing him down, patting him, and tossing him in the back seat. King isn't throwing a fit, but you can tell he's heated. Face tight, energy off, like he knows deep down he messed up. But there's no smooth talking, no, do you know who my dad is? Escape this time. The video lays it all bare. King Harris, cuffed up, locked down, and loaded straight into that patrol car. One of the officers even admitted later that King stayed calm and cooperative the whole time. No yelling, no fighting back. But that didn't stop him from landing in DeKalb County Jail before they shipped him off to Pickens. Just like that, King went from flexing on Instagram to being locked inside a cell with the whole internet tuned in like it was a reality show. And here's the part that cuts the deepest. I had already warned the world about this years ago. Back in 2022, when King was just starting to spiral, T.I. hopped on Instagram and made it crystal clear. If his son didn't slow down, prison would be the only ending. And T.I. wasn't talking like some out-of-touch dad either. He was talking as a man who's been through that fire himself.
Then he want to talk about some other like this being shit. Just being shit. No, I'm being real. You lying. You lying. You up here flagging. You're cat.
I even said it straight up. Time is gonna be his teacher. And now that teacher is knocking at King's door in the form of a possible 5-year sentence. Once those arrest clips hit the internet, fans wasted no time digging up that old video of T.I. warning his son. The comment sections lit up. Some people were dragging him saying, "See, he spoke it into existence," while others felt like this was the ultimate father knows best moment. Either way, the internet wasn't letting it slide. Some folks actually felt bad for T.I. because imagine dropping warnings for years and then having to watch it play out like a prophecy in real time. Either way, the internet couldn't stop clowning and pointing out how right he was.
Don't be in this bitch. Wait till I come back in the month for late night, and then it's just you and I slap you up. Yeah. You trying to act off, son? We're not all through this. All like this in front of all your people. Tell your mama I said Happy Mother's Day.
I read the energy, saw the pattern, and called it from the start. But King just refused to listen. And speaking of King not listening, we gotta rewind to the infamous Waffle House meltdown in 2022. The first real moment that had people side-eyeing him heavy, like, yeah, this kid is headed down the wrong road. That video went viral in seconds. King was caught in a full-blown screaming match with Waffle House staff, going back and forth like he had something to prove. He was puffing up his chest, trying to act bigger than life. But instead of looking tough, he came off entitled, reckless, and way out of control. Even T.I. couldn't cape for him on that one. He later went live and admitted he was flat out perplexed. Couldn't understand why his son would stop whatever he was doing just to argue with a short order cook in the middle of the night.
Stand by right here for me. 32, I'm 10x10, 1 to 10. Spread your legs slightly. I just need to pat you down.
I literally said he didn't get why King felt the need to even match that energy. And honestly, that clip became the moment fans realized King was on a dangerous crash course. Here's the Waffle House scene that even T.I. himself couldn't excuse. And if the Waffle House fiasco wasn't messy enough, the whole gun situation really proved just how far off track King was sliding. Who could forget when T.I. and Boosie had to check their own sons on camera? That clip went viral for a reason, and it was straight up uncomfortable to watch. King and Boosie's son, Tootie Raw, were supposed to be shooting a music video, but instead of focusing on bars and visuals, the whole set looked like a mini trap house, with guns everywhere like props. That's when the dads had to jump in immediately. You can actually hear T.I. snapping like, "Why y'all even toting guns when you got girls right here? Talk about love." It went from a fun shoot to a full-blown intervention in seconds. T.I. didn't even come at them harsh. He came like a father who already lived that life and didn't want his son repeating it. He broke it all down plain. One wrong move with a gun, or even having drugs around at the wrong time, could land them in jail before they even knew what hit them.
All right, right now you're just being detained. You're not under arrest.
You scared?
The craziest part? He was giving King and Tootie the exact survival manual to dodge the mistakes he made back in his own wild days. And the best part is, it's all on camera. T.I. and Boosie sitting their sons down, spelling it out clear as day. Flashing guns in videos ain't cool, it's just a one-way ticket straight to jail. Fans actually gave both T.I. and Boosie their flowers for stepping in, saying it was refreshing to see rap legends trying to guide their kids instead of letting them spiral out of control. But the real issue? King wasn't really listening. Sure, he heard the words, but you could tell nothing was sinking in. The message just bounced right off him. And what really had fans side-eyeing him wasn't just the music videos or his short fuse, it was his personal life. The biggest curveball came when King popped up with a baby mama that instantly had everybody talking. The mother of his child, who goes by Big Nana, sparked non-stop chatter because the rumors claimed she was way older than King. And let's keep it real, fans dragged the situation from the jump. Some swore she was only rocking with him for the money. Others labeled her a groupie trying to secure a lifetime check. And the age gap? That had timelines buzzing non-stop. But King? He didn't care one bit. He leaned in heavy, showing her off proudly, even throwing her a full baby shower like it was a royal event. He was posting non-stop about the pregnancy, brushing off all the outside noise. Then, in November 2024, their son was born, and King went into full dad mode online. He couldn't stop bragging, flexing like he was finally grown and ready to take on fatherhood. Here's the clip of King celebrating with Big Nana, smiling like everything in his world was picture perfect. And not long after, he was all over the internet proudly talking about his newborn son. King even dropped a track called Dear Son, pouring his heart out about stepping up as a father. He captioned the post with, November 5th, 8:09 a.m. Welcome King Jr., time to take over. And honestly, for a moment, it really looked like fatherhood might be the thing to finally humble him. Like maybe he was ready to leave the chaos behind and embrace being a dad. But the timing couldn't have been worse. Because while King was cradling his newborn and flexing proud dad energy on Instagram, that arrest video was spreading like wildfire online, reminding everybody he was already knee-deep in legal drama. The saddest part? None of this even shocked fans. People had been warning for years that King's reckless streak was gonna come back around. And now, the full circle moment was right there for everyone to see, exactly how they predicted it would go down. So if that judge really decides to hit King with a 5-year sentence, don't be surprised if we see T.I. looking more crushed than furious. Yeah, he warned him. Yeah, he tried to guide him. But at the end of the day, when it's your own child sitting shackled in a courtroom, that pain slices deep. And anyone who's watched their podcast together already knows the bond is real, which makes this entire situation hit T.I. on a whole different level. This isn't just headlines to him, this is family, and it hurts bad. And let's be real, this whole mess is hitting T.I.'s image too. The internet stays dragging him, saying he failed as a father, that all the money and fame in the world couldn't keep his son from spiraling out of control. And if King actually gets sentenced, those voices are only gonna get louder, especially because T.I. has always pushed himself as that OG dad who knows better and preaches lessons to everybody else. But here's the flip side. T.I. has never hidden the fact that no matter how messy things get, he's gonna love his son through it all. So you already know, even if he's disappointed beyond words, he'll still be the first one standing tall right next to King in that courtroom. And of course, the internet had a field day once the arrest footage and court updates started spreading. The reactions were everywhere. Some people were clowning him nonstop, others were low-key impressed that he didn't lose his cool. And a whole crowd just kept saying they hoped he'd finally get it together. One fan even wrote, King is enjoying every minute, knowing he might go viral. He knows he's being recorded. I'm glad he was respectful. And honestly, you can see that in the footage. Even while being cuffed, King isn't wilding out. He's calm, maybe even too calm, almost like he knew the cameras were rolling and this was just another clip for the blogs. Then there was the darker side of the comments, people calling this his so-called street cred moment. One person said, that man finally got his street cred. He's been telling y'all he outside, and that right there shows how twisted it's gotten. Because instead of celebrating fatherhood, instead of focusing on his newborn son, people are out here acting like catching a jail record is some kind of badge of honor. But not every comment was cold-hearted. Some people actually tried to give King grace. One supporter wrote, he gonna be fine. He has been doing good since his son was born, so I'm wishing him blessings. He handled himself well. That's the other side of this story. People genuinely hoping that fatherhood might finally ground him, even if prison ends up being part of that tough lesson. And for T.I., it's like watching history repeat itself in the most painful way possible. The same system he once had to fight tooth and nail to survive is now circling back around, threatening to swallow up his own son. And the worst part? Deep down, I saw this coming all along. He called it out years ago, so don't get it twisted. This isn't just King Harris wilding out for headlines or chasing clout. This is the very real possibility of prison time. The very real consequences of ignoring those red flags. And maybe the hardest part of all, a real test for T.I. as a father. Because if that judge actually lays down a 5-year sentence, King's story won't just be another viral clip floating around online. It'll be a permanent chapter in his life, a hard lesson stamped into his legacy forever. So what do you think? Will King finally get grounded by fatherhood, or will he let the streets write his story? Hit that like button, subscribe, share this video, and drop your thoughts in the comments, because this saga is far from over. And you already know, I'll see you in the next one.